Ella wants to.
Alrighty.
I tried.
So we've had the pleasure of having Holly live with us for the summer, and I've been emailing back and forth with Aldo, and I've been so excited. I can't wait for this. I've been so excited. Just couldn't wait for this day. So we just wanted to tell you that, and I know I can speak on behalf of everybody, that we love you both. Everyone here has been praying for you guys. We're going to keep praying for you to continue with a great engagement. Enjoy every moment of this, because you'll only be engaged this one time. And we just love you both, and we just really want to wish you just the best of luck in your engagement and your marriage. And if you need anything, everyone in this room is here for you anytime.
Yeah.
We love you. And here's to Aldo and Holly.
Yay!
Yeah.
And also, I just wanted to say, for those of you that don't know Aldo, he's an incredibly spiritual man that takes such good care of Holly. He's a great leader of her. I know he works very hard to help keep her pure and to just lead her in an awesome way towards God. And we're just so excited to have you visiting our home here in Spokane. Yeah. And we really love you a lot, and we're just so excited for the both of you.
Yeah, amen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
I think we want to hear the story.
Yeah, story.
How this happened.
Right.
Yeah. Well, do you want to hear how we met or just the engagement?
Well, how about how you met and then how he asked you?
I'm going to try to keep it short.
No, you first.
So I actually met Aldo through Becky. If some of you guys know Becky in Tacoma.
Becky Bale.
She's a sister who's been living in Indonesia for, well, it's now been 3 years, but it was 2 years at the time. And actually, like when he was studying the Bible, I had been hearing about him, and Becky was telling me about this great brother, or this great guy that was studying the Bible, and then how she was building a friendship with him. And then after he got baptized, she told me about that, and would just constantly be telling me about all these awesome things that he did, and how he was like really growing fast and becoming a leader, and just doing great things, like helped his best friend get baptized a few months after him, and started his own group. And I was just like, I'd always been hearing about him, and so and actually he started pursuing Becky a little bit after that. So I had graduated last May, and my mom had gotten me a graduation gift as a trip to go somewhere. So I was going to go somewhere with Jenny, but she decided that it wasn't the right timing with things, and so I was like, okay, well, where can I go by myself? So I was like, I'll go visit Becky. And so I went there, and actually I knew I was coming, so
She's so tired.
I knew I was coming, so I was like, okay, well, I'll invite Aldo to be my friend on Facebook, because I got to check this guy out for my friend Becky. And so we became friends. We chatted a lot before I came. And then when I came, Becky had to work one of the 2 weeks that I was there. So he kind of was, and he owns his own business, so his schedule is really flexible. So he was like my tour guide for the week that she was working. So
nice move.
Took me around. Took me around to get like souvenirs, and took me to the malls, and him and his friend Pross, his best friend, and this other brother. So kind of toured around Jakarta a lot. And so by the end of my trip, I was like, and Becky was really like, I don't know how I feel about this guy, and he's great, but blah, 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 blah. And by the end of my trip, I was like, you are crazy. What is this guy is so amazing. I was like, what are you doing not, like, dropping everything and marrying this man? Wow. And she's like, I don't know. But I convinced her to give her heart to him. So by the end of my trip, she was like, okay, I'm going to give my heart to him. So before she left, so she was coming home for the summer. I left in the beginning of June, and she was leaving the end of June. And she wasn't going to be back till November. So before she left, she told him that she was going to give her heart to him. And so I was like, great, and then I got a call. So once I got back, I got a call for a job over there, as you guys know, and I moved over there in August. And so I got there like 3 or 4 months before Becky did. So she got there in November. So when I first got there, the only person I really knew was Aldo and his friend Pross and Benny and stuff. And so they kind of really took care of me, like helped me find a place to live, helped me get a phone, translate for me on the taxis and all those things. And so I was really, really grateful. But the sisters were all really busy, and it was really hard to like build friends with sisters there the first couple months I was there. So Aldo really became like my best friend, and I would help him with Becky, you know, because they were having like Skype dates over the, you know, long distance. And every time they would have this Skype date, it would be like really awkward, and Becky would call me and be like, it just went really bad, and I just don't know about this, you know, I don't know if I like this guy, you know. She'd always start questioning herself, and then he would talk to me like, she's acting really weird, I don't know about this. So I would both reassure them, no, you guys have to be together. And so that went on until like the end of August, the first month, and then beginning of September, we went on this retreat, and I got really sick, and he just took care of me, got me medicine, and just was like super concerned for me, and hi Ty, and just like totally taking care of me. And that's when I started like really having feelings. I had thought he was really great and stuff, but I mean, things with Becky were starting to like really, I think I was questioning like, man, he really deserves someone who really sees how awesome he is, you know? And then I was like, oh, I really see how awesome he is. I was like, he really is great, isn't he? You know? And then when he was like, you know, just really concerned and showing me a lot of attention, I was like, oh no, I really like him. And I was like, oh great, you know, what am I gonna do about this? And so I decided, you know, when we got back that I was gonna talk to Becky, and I was just gonna like, you know, put some boundaries and be like, okay, we can't hang out like this anymore. And actually the day I got back, Becky was like waiting for us to get back from this trip because she had something to tell me, which was that she got back together with her ex-boyfriend Todd, who she had dated like before she had moved to Jakarta. So, and then they eventually got engaged at Christmas time. So I was like really relieved and was really glad, and so I was glad that she wasn't mad at me. Right. And so, but I didn't think he liked me because he liked Becky, you know. So, so I was like, okay, I still have to talk to him, and we definitely need some boundaries. So, like a few nights later, we got together for dinner because I was like, okay, we need to have this conversation. And so I was like trying to explain to him about how, you know, I need to protect my heart, but he has no idea what I'm talking about, the cultural and language differences, and, you know, we were totally not understanding what we're trying to say, and he's like, well, I don't want to protect your heart, because he's thinking, well, you can share what you're thinking later, but he's thinking, and so we're like getting really confused, and then I'm like reading into things, like, maybe he does have feelings for me, you know, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to be confused about this, so I was just like, okay, well, this is why I'm asking you to protect my heart. I started having feelings for you, and blah, 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 and it's not good that we hang out. So I was just, like, out in the open. So I was like, I can't, it's not going to be good if we just keep on this path. So yeah, so then he shared his feelings that they were mutual, and, yeah, and we realized that we liked each other, and we started dating.
That's awesome.
Actually, like 4 months after that, because the process in Indonesia is a lot slower, which was good, and yeah, that was 6 months ago today, and now we're engaged.
Yay.
So, you want to share your side of the
Well,
I missed?
just clarify in the conversation that we had about protect your heart. Mm-hmm. You know, as a man, I'm not that what is you call it here? I don't know. You know, like innocent.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think, oh, probably she likes me, you know. So actually I just pretend, oh yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean? Can you explain? Just explain to me.
That's great.
So I'm a little notice about that. I'm not that innocent, okay? Yeah, so yeah, I just keep asking, and then she say it, you know. I just appreciate that. Well, actually, it's the same feeling when we have a retreat to Bandung. So at that time, she asked me to buy socks.
Because it got really cold.
Yeah, it got really cold, and yeah, she asked me to buy socks. So it's funny because I feel like I need a person who can give me attention. You know, as a man, I need attention also. So care, yeah, concern, yeah, and I feel that at that time, oh, she probably likes me because she give me attention, care. Yeah, okay. And then I go around the mall to show. Okay, I will hear you. You know, I will do your suggestions. Go around the mall, looking for wherever during at the mall. So, but they don't sell socks over there.
Well, because it's so hot, people don't really wear socks.
That's right.
Yeah. So I have that feeling also at that time. I feel like, oh, she likes me, you know, and then. When we have that conversation, I feel like have a mutual feelings.
But you said that you actually started liking me before the retreat. You liked me first. And then
It's perfect.
Oh yeah. You know, I have a good conversation with her. I mean, at first, I'm trying to get support from Becky's friends, you know. But during our friendship, we have a good communication, and I feel like more connecting with her. I feel like be real. I mean, just be what I am, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we like somebody, we pretend to be another person, you know, another person that she likes, you know. But we don't being ourselves. So with her, I can be myself. I just will share what my thoughts, will do what I want, you know, just being myself, and share about my background, my scenes, my everything, like everything. So I have a good communication with her, and I feel actually when Becky decide to back to Todd, yeah, I feel like. Oh, finally, I feel like the burden is gone, you know, because I have a
pressure.
Yeah, like a pressure.
Because she was moving back to Indonesia for Aldo. Like, she wasn't coming back because she was ready to go home.
Yeah.
But she was trying to get this job, and then she had signed her contract and then had gotten back together with Todd. So she already knew she was going to come back, and it was for him. So there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, because I don't feel really connected compared to Holly. So I feel God has blessed our relationship. I mean, show me the way which person I should be, I should not be. You know, I feel like this is the right person for me to spend my life.
Amen.
It was perfect timing how everything worked out. I mean, it was.
Yeah. So for today, this is our 6 months. Dating actually right on today, so yeah, perfect time for us to get engaged.
Awesome.
And also I want to say thank you for everyone here, the people in the church. I feel like really welcomed by you guys, and I still remember how Megan acted after first
She's feeding.
Yeah, so I told her the first day I stay at their house, the second day, sorry, the next day, and I told Megan, actually I have a plan to propose. Oh no, Megan, I have a plan. I have some.
Get that on video. Good.
It did. That'll be a fun memory, and
You still this weight.
all the excitement.
Yeah, so I told Megan, I have a plan. I have something planned. And then Megan, oh yeah, what's that? I'm going to propose Holly. What do you think? Yes! Yes! So, yeah, this is so funny. Really supporting by people here. Thank you for Nate, for Kate, and Dan, who organized everything, you know. And I have a fun time with Mark and Corbin and Seren. So I feel really encouraged by you people here.
Awesome.
Welcome and love.
Yay!
All right.
So how did he ask?
You
should.
No, you say it because you're feeling.
Well, you can fill in the parts that I don't know. Well, I knew I had a feeling I wasn't 100% sure, but I was like 90% sure he was going to ask me during his trip here. So, and we had conversations, obviously. I mean, we have this long distance relationship. So, so I kind of knew he was going to do it sometime during his trip, and I was hoping that it would be while in Spokane, obviously, to celebrate with all of you guys.
Yeah.
And so every day since he's been here, I've been kind of like, you know, overanalyzing everything.
Oh,
I'm a lawyer,
Holly.
so I'm always thinking, my brain's always going. So earlier this week, so I guess Dan told him to play tricks on me.
No. Who told you?
Oh, Kate, sorry.
Yeah.
Kate told him to play.
Credit.
Good job.
Yeah. So all week he's been doing funny things, and at Gonzaga, actually I was pretty convinced at Gonzaga he was going to ask me after. Well, first I wasn't thinking that at all, but then we were on this bench and we were getting off, and he was like kneeling down. I thought I stepped on his foot, and he was like on one knee, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I hurt you? And I didn't realize he's like on one knee, and he's like, no, help me up. And so I didn't think about it till we started walking away, and then I was like, what is he trying to do? Then as we kept going around, he kept like looking around everywhere, and I was like, is he looking to make sure like people are in the bushes with the camera? You know? And then he's like, we went inside the church, and the big church on Gonzaga's campus to go pray. So we prayed in there, and he was praying about our future and stuff. So I thought, oh my gosh, is he gonna do it after this? You know? So then we're walking around, and he keeps like looking around, and I'm like, what is he doing? You know? So, but then obviously it didn't happen. And
Way to trick her, Aldo.
and then we were at Easter, and then he did the same bench trick because I didn't catch it the first time. So he got down off the bench, and he's like on one knee, and it made it more dramatic, I guess. And so then I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, if you keep doing that, when you do it for real, I'm not going to believe you. Which today he did again, you know. So we got to the park, and I thought today he might do it because I was like, perfect day, 6-month anniversary. You know, I kind of gave the whole day free, you know. Just let you take a day free to plan with Dan a date, you know. And I was kind of hoping, you know, but then Kate and Dan kept giving me like mixed kind of signals, like,
Good job, Dan. Good job.
and they would like make it seem like today was gonna be special, but then they would like not, and so I was like, I don't know, I can't read what they're trying to say, you know. So they're just being really random and stuff. But then Aldo said to dress really nice to celebrate our 6-month anniversary.
That was smart.
And I was like, yeah, he wouldn't have done that we've never celebrated like our 4-month anniversary or 5-month, you know, so I was like, And what else did you do? That was, I don't remember.
Praying.
Oh yeah, so when we got to the so he wanted to go pray first before we met up with Kate and Dan. So I was like, he's gonna do it before we go meet with them. So
And I said, I was like, oh, Holly, he wants to go pray with you?
yeah, and that's actually, it
But
made me
earlier I
think,
said, Aldo, you have to ask her to go pray first because I have to set up for the party.
Yeah.
So she has to leave the house first. And we can't let her carpool because we have to have 2 cars to come back separate.
Awesome.
He's like, okay.
but I was thrown off by that comment because I was like, well, she wouldn't do that if it was really happening. So I thought the opposite, you know.
And then I've been telling her all week, like, I really don't think it's going to happen before Colorado because he really wants to talk to his cousin first. So I'm really sorry, but I just want to let you know
But
that.
actually, that made me think that he was going to ask me before. Yeah. So your trick failed there. But, because you were really emphasizing that, I was like, she wouldn't say anything if it was... If I'm not supposed to know.
You read too much into things, Holly.
I'm sorry to be your friend.
Just to do random sporadic things so that I don't know what's going on. So then we get to the park, the first place we go sit down to pray. So then we're there praying, and I think, oh, he's going to ask me here. It's a really nice spot right by the river, you know. And I was like, so we start praying, and I'm kind of getting nervous, and that's it. And then we're like, okay, let's go. Okay, so then we go to this other spot. It's really beautiful, right by the river. It's in the shade because we were really hot in the other spot. So then he's like, I want to play some songs. So he pulls out, because we were waiting for Kate and Dan. They were running a little late, which I thought was part of the plan. And and so he's like, I want to play some songs for you. So I was like, okay, because it's like always been my secret desire that my man would sing me a song, you know, when we got engaged, which he totally did. But so he played a few songs, and he's practicing for a song he's going to play tomorrow at church.
Wow.
And then some other songs. Then he was playing this really romantic song that totally describes our relationship, and I was like, getting really nervous. Then I was like looking in the bushes, and no one's there. And then
You are so wrong.
and then Kate and Dan show up, and I'm like, oh, I guess we are just having a picnic. So I'm like, okay, and I'm totally, I mean, I'm not like anxious, I'm totally surrendered about it the whole time, but just kind of analyzing things. So I was like, okay, that's fine, you know. So I was like, this is going to be a great day. And so we go find a place, and we sit down and we have lunch, and I'm totally, at this point, like, yeah, like, oh, it's not going to happen. You know, we're already with Kate and Dan, we're eating, we're, you know, everything. But then Dan's like, oh, Ella, there's a dog, and goes just like jets off running down the hill. Oh, Ella. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then I see him, and he's like, Kate, pointing to his Kate. I'm like, oh, please. Whatever.
I'm like, what is he? Does he want me to come over?
Yeah. Then she's like,
Like, do you need a diaper? What?
And she's like, we're not going to change it in front of you. You can change a poopy diaper. I was like, whatever, go. And he's got his guitar out. He was playing a little for Ella and stuff. And so then he played a song for me, and then he pulled something out. He took forever, it seemed like, and he was like pulling things, rumbling around in his backpack, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then he pulls out this calendar of all these places, the Northwest, of all these places.
That's awesome.
I'm supposed to go show. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, we gotta go look at these places. Then he pulls out lotion. He's like, you want some lotion? I'm like, okay. And then he's like taking forever. And then I'm like,
Good job, Aldo.
oh, what are they doing over there? And then I see Kate with some lady, and she's like over here, and Dan's over here. I'm like, what are they doing? And then he pulls out the ring, and then he got down over me. And he's like, oh, stand up, stand up. And I was like, I knew it then that I was like, I don't want to stand up. I don't want to stand up. So, and then he asked me.
Yay!
Anything I missed? Anything leading up to it?
Nope.
I figured it out then.
That's pretty exciting.
We're just so happy for you guys.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you guys. Thank you, all of you, for being here.
Congratulations.
It means a lot to me.
If you have anything left, cheers to Holly and Aldo.
Yay!
You guys are welcome to stay as long as you want, but Holly and I do have a lot of magazine coming through to do tonight, so
So don't stay too
as
long.
as you want to. But eat all the food, please. I don't want there to be anything left on those plates. And drink the drinks.
Did you guys set a date yet?